From just what Toyota sending electric utes into production means for Australia, to the impressive three-step plan that the company's new CEO has to make it big in the EV market, here's everything you need to know about whether Toyota's electric ute will be a flop or not. For starters, what does Toyota's electric ute mean for Australia? Right now, electric pickup trucks are super popular in the car industry. Big names like Ford, General Motors, Tesla, and Rivian are all getting in on the action and planning to make battery-powered trucks. But there's been one big player missing from the game, and that's Toyota. Well, that was until December 14, 2021. That's when the Japanese giant surprised everyone by unveiling a whopping 17 electric concept cars, including a double-cab pickup truck that looked a lot like a bigger version of the Tacoma. Since Toyota's main competitors in the pickup truck market have already shown off their electric models, it only makes sense for Toyota to do the same. If anything, this serves as a huge sign that the future is EV. Toyota made a promise a while back to put electric power in all of its models, including the Hilux pickup truck. They even released the Tundra with a fancy hybrid engine in the USA. But when Toyota unveiled a bunch of electric concept cars, they didn't give us a lot of specifics, especially about the pickup truck, so we don't have many hard facts to work with. But the concept does give people some hints. The big one is that Toyota's boss, Akio Toyoda, said these concepts were meant to show us what future production models will look like, and they'll be in the showrooms in just a few years, instead of being some far-off dream. So I guess it's reasonable to expect that Toyota's electric pickup truck will come out around 2025. That would be perfect timing, with the Ford F-150 Lightning and Rivian R1T already available, along with the GMC Hummer, Chevrolet Silverado EV, and Ram 1500 all hitting the roads by 2024. Though that still begs the question if it'll be the Tundra, Tacoma, Hilux, or something else. One of the biggest questions people have about the new electric pickup truck from Toyota is where it will fit in their lineup of trucks. Toyota already has the Hilux, Tacoma, which is made for the US market, and the Tundra. The Tacoma competes with trucks like the Chevrolet Colorado, the Ford Ranger, and Jeep Gladiator, while the Tundra goes up against the F-150, Silverado, and 1500. From the pictures shown in Toyota's presentation in Japan, the electric pickup concept seems to be somewhere between the Tacoma and Tundra in terms of size. It has a double cab body and a relatively short tray, so it seems more like a lifestyle truck rather than a heavy-duty workhorse like the Tundra. But when it comes to the design, it definitely has some noticeable features from the Tacoma, especially in the grille area. This could mean that it's considered as part of an expanded range for the Tacoma model. It also shares some similarities with the TRD Pro version of the Tacoma, like the lower front bumper and the beefed-up wheel arches. This suggests that Toyota might focus on the performance aspect of an electric pickup truck. Now, there's one big question on everyone's mind, and it's whether this electric Toyota pickup truck will be available in Australia. It's still too early to say for sure, but there are some signs that it could be a possibility. The most important clue is that Toyota is reportedly looking to bring its range of off-road vehicles onto a shared platform called Tinga F. This platform is already used for the Land Cruiser 300 series and Tundra, but Toyota wants to expand it to include the Tacoma, the 4Runner, Hilux, and Fortuner. This means that the electric pickup truck will most likely share the same foundation. Toyota would need a sturdy ladder frame chassis to meet the expectations of buyers, even if the focus is more on performance or lifestyle. Moving on to the Tinga F platform, it also increases the chances of the electric pickup truck being available in right-hand drive, which is super important for the markets like Australia. The Hilux and Fortuner, which would be on the same platform, already have right-hand drive versions. But history has shown that car companies often don't prioritize right-hand drive markets as much as we'd hope. Though, it's surprising to see Toyota is finally moving towards an EV future, especially when you consider Toyota spent years treating electric cars like the enemy. The thing is, Tesla emerged out of nowhere and ignited the EV revolution, and China also embraced electric cars. Sure, Toyota made some half-hearted attempts with their Prius Prime and RAV4 Prime plug-in hybrids, They even made a weirdly named electric SUV called the bZ4X. But let's be honest, it's light years behind the best electric models from other companies. It didn't help that Toyota initially couldn't even keep the wheels from falling off of those cars. The main reason the company lagged behind during the early stages of the EV revolution was Toyota himself. He not only strongly believed in hydrogen as the future, but he also did everything he could to downplay the idea of battery-powered vehicles. Under his leadership, Toyota ran misleading ads that referred to their hybrid cars with small onboard batteries as self-charging electric cars, which makes it all the more impressive that they somehow broke into the EV market. Earlier this year, Akio finally handed over the reins to Koji Sato, who said all the right things and promised to continue as if Toyota-san was still in charge. But let's be real, Sato was just being polite. Less than 6 months later, Toyota is waking up from its long slumber and gearing up for a big comeback in the electric car game. It might be a bit late to the party, considering how far ahead the rest of the industry is, but hey, Toyota is the biggest car company in the world by volume. If anyone can make it happen, they can. There have been whispers that insiders have secretly been working on electric cars behind the scenes while waiting for Akio Toyoda to step aside. And this week, the company made an announcement that they're getting ready to offer electric cars with a whopping range of 600 miles or more. How? Well, they're talking about some fancy next-generation batteries and sonic technology, whatever that means. Their plan is to roll out a full lineup of electric Toyota and Lexus cars by 2026. That's proof that they've been laying the groundwork for electric vehicles for a while now. It usually takes a few years to turn an idea into an actual car that you can buy. So, Toyota seems to be playing the long game here, and we'll have to wait and see if they can deliver on their electric car promises. And that's not the only way Toyota is planning to make some big changes. Turns out, back in 2016, Toyota started getting serious about investing in futuristic stuff. They even shifted a bunch of their research and development folks and money into advanced development work. Then, in May, they went all out and launched the BEV Factory, a place dedicated to coming up with new battery electric vehicle technology. Now, Toyota is saying that the car body will be made up of 3 main parts, using a brand new modular structure. And they're using this thing called gigacasting, which lets them combine a bunch of components together. That is going to save them a bunch of money on making the car and building the factories. It's a production technique that Tesla came up with, and a lot of other car companies used to make fun of it. But hey, look who's laughing now. They're making cars so cheaply now that everyone in the industry is jealous of their profit margins. And while Toyota may be behind the other car companies, they've got a plan to catch up. And it's all thanks to their CEO's 3-step plan. First, they're developing a special platform just for EVs. This platform will be used for different types of vehicles, like small cars and SUVs. They're also working on a new operating system that will allow for cool features and updates to be sent wirelessly to their EVs. Second, Toyota wants to focus on making their cars more connected and software-driven. The company wants to keep up with the latest technology and offer a better driving experience. There's also the fact that Toyota is revamping their production system to make it faster, more reliable, and cheaper. They want to make sure that they can produce EVs efficiently and get them to customers quickly. Toyota is also paying attention to developing markets where EV charging infrastructure is limited. They're putting more focus on hybrid vehicles, which are a more practical and affordable option in those areas. It's a good strategy that gives them a chance to catch up and become a big player in the EV market in the future. So, if you're thinking about buying an EV, keep an eye on Toyota. It might take some time, but they're on their way to offering some great options in the coming years. So, from the impressive 3-step plan that the company's new CEO has to make it big in the EV market, to just what Toyota sending electric utes into production means for Australia, that was everything you needed to know about whether Toyota's electric ute will be a flop or not.